Are you running your own business? Are you solo? If you are, listen up. I've got some good tips for you in this video. Sometimes you'll have a customer call and ask to schedule you on maybe a date that you're already booked, or a date that you don't want to work, or you want to be out of town, or you want to be home with your family. And I get that. We need to have balance. We need to have lives as well. But what I would encourage you to do is when you have those times when you're already booked or you're not available the exact time and way that they would like, instead of saying, no, I can't do that, I want you to think about how you could do it. Like maybe you can't do the dog walk at 8 a.m., but you could do it at 7 or 9. Always offer an alternative instead of saying no. And I've done this for years and it's worked really well for me. And what happens is customers don't remember that you even changed their time or the way that you were providing service, but they remember that you said yes, and so they come back. If you give them a no, you may never see them again. You may never get another opportunity to serve that client. And so I would strongly encourage you to say yes in some form or fashion whenever possible. Now, if you're a dog walker like me and you're doing pet sitting visits, you can only pet sit one client at a time. But what I do in cases like that where I'm already booked for pet sitting, I can say, well, I can't do the sleepovers, but I could do visits. Because when I book the sleepover visits, I always tell the customers, I can spend the night and I'll walk your dog in the morning and the afternoon and the evening, and I'll make sure they're fed, and I'll spend as much time as possible here. However, I do have regular clients that I'm going to leave to take care of. And all my customers are okay with that. So if you book a pet sitting client, they know that you have to leave for your regular clients, which means if you have another client that wanted pet sitting, even though you can't spend the night, you could still do 3 or 4 drop-ins during that day. Now, of course, you don't want to do so much that you have no time to take care of the pet that you're already pet sitting, but you can easily add one extra, especially if they're close. Another thing that I do with my clients is I try to keep my service radius very small. I live in LA, there's a lot of traffic. The last thing I want to do is spend a ton of time in traffic that I don't get paid to be in. I get paid to take care of the animals, not to be in traffic. So I will offer other people that I know outside of my area to the clients that I can't take care of, knowing full well that I'm going to lose that customer forever. Now, if money is tight, I'm going to widen my service area. If money is tight, I'm going to say yes more often. And the reason I'm saying that is because I have a friend who does this type of work also. And she decided this year that she was going to say no to pet sitting at Christmas time because she loves being home, she loves decorating her house for Christmas, and she wanted to be home to enjoy it. No problem with that. She had money in the bank. She had savings. However, the customers that she said no to were potential daily dog walking clients. And, it's now 3-4 months later, and this holiday season for her was unusually slow. And it wasn't unusually slow for me, but it was unusually slow for her. So she is down to 2 regular clients now. And that's just dog walking. So that's not enough to pay your bills. She's struggling. She said no to a lot of clients when she was busy. And now she doesn't have any extra clients. Really, she doesn't have enough clients to pay the bills. She's worried about losing her house. As a solo entrepreneur, those are the risks that you take. And so I would always say, before you tell a customer no, try to figure out, is there a way I can make this a yes? Because when you can accommodate them and they know that you're flexible and that even if you're busy, they all know that we have other clients. They know that we get busy around the holidays. That doesn't shock them. But when you say no, then they keep looking for somebody else. And whoever says yes to them is going to be the person that they call for their regular stuff. And what I would remind people is when you do the money, sometimes especially in this type of business, pet sitting is a lot of money all at once. But most clients don't take more than one or 2 trips a year. And so you need to look at how much you're giving up on making them a daily customer, because a lot of the the customers will be both. And a lot of your daily customers, when they take a trip, they'll think of you. Now, your pet sitting clients may not need you on the daily basis. So you just need to look at, in your circumstances, how much are you really saying no to? Are you saying no to somebody who could be, $250 a week, every week, for the whole year, for many years? Or are you saying no to somebody that you don't know, that you've never heard of before, that needs a trip for a weekend? It makes a big difference financially. And repeat and regular customers, they're the easiest. They know you, they trust you. Building that trust takes time. And so if you've got a customer that you're seeing every day, 5 days a week, 6 days a week, that's worth a lot. So try to say yes whenever possible. Maybe you really don't want to do the job. Maybe it's too far or too long. Maybe in that case, instead of saying no, raise the price to a price where you would do it. If you wouldn't do it at any price, then go ahead and farm it out, refer it to somebody you know. But I would bet that for the right price, you'd probably say yes. And if they don't agree to the price, then you didn't say no. But some of those customers will say yes to a price that is higher than what you think they would say yes to, because they want you. And so those are customers you don't want to turn away. And lastly, try to be friendly and smile. Maybe you're used to handling dogs and cats and you don't see people a lot. The reason I'm saying that is because when I told some of my customers that I was thinking about retiring and selling my condo, there was somebody that I had referred them out to when I had my surgery last year. And so they were familiar with this person. And 2 of my 3 regulars told me, they took me aside and they said, I'm sure she's great, but she just doesn't seem that into it. She doesn't really seem to love our dogs like you do. And so people pick up on that vibe. They're looking for the warmth and the friendliness. And if you don't exude that, you can lose business over it, especially if you're handling animals. People love their animals. And so if they feel like you're not going to love their animals as much as they do, they're not going to let you handle them. So smile more, be friendly, slow down. If you're frazzled or you're worried, take a deep breath before you go in and meet people and put on that friendly face, because that friendly face will bring dollars in.